Well, welcome back to our next episode of The Awakened Stranger. And again, this is Cody, and today we're sitting with Cheryl. We'll give her a minute, just a second, to introduce herself and kind of talk about some of her life experiences, and we're just going to chat about what's going on, our great awakening, and how life's changing, and everything that we're going through as a humanity and civilization. So Cheryl, go ahead and give us an introduction to you, and tell us what you've gone through.
Yeah, hi Cody.
Hello.
Yeah, really, thanks a lot for doing this and for giving us space for this because it's a journey, and I think to myself that mine might have started. I'm going to say December 2024, but over time now I've realized I don't think that was when it started. I think it actually started in 2011, but it was just more starting in 2024. Sometimes we don't realize, I think, that we're already in it because it's not until we really start to see the signs that we're like, wow, what is going on? So for me, I guess a little bit about me first is I'm 57. I worked for a credit union for 38 years. I have two children that are grown, and in the past I was married to a narcissist for 20 years. So I think that started my awakening. So I have to give thanks to that situation now that I can see it in hindsight. But yeah, I was there for 38 years, and I just felt like there's something else I'm meant to be doing. I had this feeling, and it's like I can't even explain it to now why, I just felt like there's something else I'm meant to do. So I thought, I was going to work until I was 60 and all of that, and kind of had a plan. And I thought, I cannot do this. I can't do this anymore. And I just gave notice. I came into work and just thought, nope, that's it. I quit my job. Well, I didn't. I retired. And then I moved it up 3 months because I couldn't stay any longer. It was the weirdest feeling. I just had to go. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how the big one started for me. And I'm not a person, I've been in a job 38 years. That's not something I do, But I was sort of getting to that point where, I'd done everything for everybody else my whole life. I never gave any thought to what do I want? What do I need, right? You just move on. You have two kids, you work a job, and you don't have time to think. So that was that was where I think it started for me. And after I quit, I thought, that's it. I need time to find myself. I had to find out who I am. So and that's the journey I went on then. So, I think, it's nice to talk about it to somebody because it's a very personal. Everybody's is different, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think we can say this is how it goes for everybody. I don't know. I can speak only for what I went through. But it was like one day you'd be crying, and the next day you'd be feeling euphoric and kind of crazy,
That roller coaster has been unreal for me. It's up and down, and feeling like life's handled and figured out.
I'm not that person. I'm a very even-keeled person. I've always been sort of that way. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of trauma that I had pushed down, and I did a lot of shadow work and a lot of tears and realizations that were like, oh my God, life changing, right? Things that you realize how the world really works, and what do I do now that I know that?
Yeah.
Right?
And that's been.
Do I tell everybody? What am I supposed to do? Yeah. Really confusing.
I always had this thought. I'm like, I've gone my whole life thinking I was this, just a controlled emotional person, and now it's like, the last 6 months, I'm like, I can look at something and start crying. I don't know why. And then I'm like, what is wrong with me? Is this me? Is it other people? Am I feeling the collective energy? Am I like, I've always been very empathic too. So it's just crazy, but yeah.
Yes, I have been too. But what's funny is that, I never thought of that as a great thing, right? If I thought it was based from trauma, which it probably has a lot to do with it, right? Where you read what everybody's feeling, right? But, those are the things that make you who you are. Mm-hmm. And the more I've come into, I've spent a lot of time, I spent the last year and a half finding out little kind of who I am. And I started going into doing this online a little bit about narcissistic abuse. And, so a lot of times it's the catalyst that sends you into these things, right? Yeah. And happiness. If your life is always happy, and there's nothing ever happens to you, well, then there's nothing really to overcome, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
But looking back, I realized we all picked this to come here. That's my belief. Is that yours?
Absolutely. And yeah, and I talk about
Okay.
like soul contracts,
Like,
right?
I'm not sure what everybody believes, but yeah, I picked to come here and to go through those things. And I'm grateful for all the people who took a part in that. Even though at the time I wouldn't say I was grateful, but now I am.
It's that
You know?
hindsight is 2020, right? Like
It sure
I
is.
think of that too. I'm like,
Had
why?
we known that, we wouldn't have done it, right?
Yeah.
Had I known some of these things, I wouldn't have. And I feel like now, you're looking for your new path, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they showed you your path, you might not do it.
Yeah.
But in the end, that was all good for you, right? That's what's so confusing. You can't know the future.
Yeah. I always
Right?
reference to, like, I think of, my higher self, and I say the word God in reference to, what I would say.
Yeah.
I grew up in a religion, so I had this understanding of what heaven was and how everything was supposed to be in the afterlife. And then I had my awakening, and I realized that, in my opinion, this is just kind of my point of view, but spirituality and kind of the bigger point of view was just a very big, zoomed out, broader prospect of what religion kind of was changed by man. And yeah,
Right, you
so,
are your own. Every person is their religion, right?
Yep.
Like, you make your own choices. You're the creator of your own script.
yeah,
You decide how to run this life. And what I've come upon lately is integrating the sides of me that you didn't accept before.
mm-hmm.
Right? We all are all things, right? We have that mask that we show everybody, that but they're sure everybody can be angry and mean and vindictive and all that, but it's consciously what you choose. We're all those things, right?
Yep.
But we choose which to show. We're not from a place of hurt anymore. After you do that shadow work, you're not so reactive, right?
Yeah.
We're more, I don't know how to say it, accepting.
It is.
Accepting of everybody, right? I mean, who are we to judge anybody else?
Yeah.
At the end, I believe we judge ourselves.
And it is, and that's kind of what's been I don't want to say a hard realization for me, but definitely a realization of, like, everything I've gone through in my life was on purpose, and the people in my life, and the I grew up with a very unhealthy parent situation with my dad, and to this point he's currently blocked, and I don't have any interaction with him, and he's just not the right person that I would like in my life. But it took me a while to accept who he was in my life and why he had to be who he was. And realizing, that the stuff that I went through as a child, the stuff that I went through with him being my father was all on purpose. And I spent so long in my teen years and early 20s and kind of raising my daughter when I was younger with just angry at him. And now there's this sense of love and compassion. I still have choose to not involve him in some of my life, but I now accept and understand why. And and they're unhealed too, right? Yeah.
They're unhealed. They don't, I was adopted, so I have always had probably some abandonment issues. I've been a people pleaser all my life, married to a narcissist, and then finally I got the best thing I ever did in my life was to get the strength to leave that, and my whole life changed after that.
Wow.
Maybe not monetarily, but my sense of who I was came back.
Yeah. And
how's
that
lose
been?
Who you are.
How's that kind of changed your outlook on life and what you're going through?
Well, I think the shadow work really changed most of what's happened. Realizing, I always thought I had a good sense of myself, but I realized how damaged my self-worth really was. And it was really, really eye-opening. Realizing, telling yourself how worthy you are, but believing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would think to myself, my children, are they worthy? Absolutely. Right? Anybody you think of, are they worthy? Yes. But you have to give yourself that same love, it was a real eye-opener. It changed a lot of things, because it's all about love and loving yourself. You pretending that you are the baby that you were given, right? Yeah. You're going to look after that baby. And you're going to give it all the love you can. Of course you would, right?
Yeah.
And you are that baby.
Well, it's
and
funny.
That's like been a big. You're your own baby. You need to give yourself that love.
Yeah,
right?
I just recently had a new therapist that I just met with, and he brought up a concept that I hadn't really heard of yet, but they call it reparenting, because in his mindset, that's one thing that I've kind of been going through. And lately, the last few weeks, I feel this major flip-flop between feeling like I've got things handled and then feeling like my world's falling apart. And this idea of like, I just need to sell everything and run away, right? And that's what he was explaining to me. Is he's like, you're acting as your original traumatized younger inner child. Like he's like, you're going between your adult self and your 8-year-old self, and that's why you're seeing these big flip flops in your emotions and your wants and this idea of just selling everything and running away. He's like, now you got to teach yourself how to reintegrate as an adult and handling your childhood traumas. And so
and you know what? I did some meditation to find, the inner child. And I did find it very helpful, actually. Because, I find for me, myself, my child, it had some trauma there. I mean, but it wasn't like, my father was maybe a bit narcissistic too. But I still look after him at 91, but not like to the extent my husband was. And it was that middle one who had to raise the kids and live with a narcissist and was the only one working and doing it all themselves. That's the one that the part of me that I had to welcome back in and say, you know what, it's okay. All those things were okay. And it made you who you are. Yeah. And you wanted to experience those things. Hard as it seems to be right now, you wanted to experience those things, and that is something that was really hard. Telling myself, you are a divine soul in a human experience. I tell myself that quite often because it helps me to realize again, you are a divine soul in a human experience, right? Because it's hard to remember that.
It is, and I go through that so many times where like, and lately I keep sharing this with people. I feel like I can almost feel the difference between like a 3D frequency and a 5D frequency, and just feeling like sometimes the world's collapsing around us, and other times it feels like we're rebuilding the whole world, and it's like, and it's all just a shift of perspective. So
it is a shift. You're absolutely right. Perspective, that's the other thing I've really learned, is how you look at it, right? Yeah. Just saying to yourself that I wanted to go through this. What can I learn from this? That perspective makes it like you don't feel so sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
Not that I'm feeling sorry, but you know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean, we all walk around feeling sorry for ourselves, but sometimes we do, right? Like, fuck, why am I having to go through all this?
Yep.
What is this all for? But there has to be a reason that I went through all this.
Yeah.
I'm still finding it.
Well,
there's a reason.
I kind of feel like I keep going through, and I reference them as like, right, my karmic contracts, my karmic lessons that I chose to have in this lifetime. And it is, there's sometimes where it's like, I'll have these really crazy emotions, and then I'll go through an experience, and then later I realize, okay, this was why it happened, and this now makes sense.
Right.
But in the moment, it's like I'm so zoomed into the moment, I'm too hyper-focused on something up close that you don't get to see the reasoning behind the big picture. And it's hard in your own life to sometimes look back and see the big picture, right? Yeah. It's much easier at somebody else's life. Yeah, you show. I tell my daughters all the time. I'm like, just picture yourself as the observer, sitting in a movie theater watching the show. And when life gets crazy, just realize you're just watching and sit back and observe. But to take your own advice and to do that yourself, it's like, why can't I listen to myself?
I know, because we're human, right?
Yeah.
And we have all of these layers put upon us. And I guess that's the point. We're trying to get back to, who am I really? Mm-hmm. I'm not, the people pleaser daughter. That's not really who I am, right? It's a label that was put on me, right? Yeah. All these things. My daughter, she was a great student, but she's not a good student. Sure, she is. You're those things too. And that's the other thing. It's so confusing when they say, you're going to become somebody different. But, and you're like, who am I going to be? It's scary when they say, not that when they say, but, you read things and you listen to things, right?
Yep.
And you're like, okay. So I try to meditate. I still have trouble meditating. Some days I'm better at it than others. Mm-hmm. I try to ground, and I find that grounding does help. I bought a grounding mat.
Oh, yeah.
And because I live in a cold climate most of the year, and a grounding mat I found really did help me.
See, and I definitely think I need something there, because One of the things that I've been struggling with a lot, and at least more so the last few months, is I've always known that I leave my body at night. I astral project, and I've been aware that my consciousness leaves my body when I sleep. And lately
I didn't know that until lately too, but okay.
And I've had a really big struggle.
Makes sense, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. But what I've been dealing with lately, and I think the grounding mat or something, grounding sheets might be a big help, because I wake up in the morning and sometimes lately I'll either get 4 hours of sleep or I need 16 hours of sleep. It's like my body either needs everything or nothing. But I've noticed that on some of the nights that I do tend to become more aware of being out of my body, it takes me a little while to kind of come back, and it feels like I'm ungrounded and not really fully attached. And so, I'll get up in the morning.
That.
I'll go stand out on my grass and just put some frequency music on my headphones and try to come back is what it feels like. But
I bet you're absolutely right about that. And they sell them. I have a grounding pillowcase too, which they have. You can just get a pillowcase and, but I find my grounding mat does help because I think it is important. Yeah. I never heard of this before I started going through this.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I was never this type of person. I wouldn't say I was overly religious. I mean, my kids went to Sunday school, but my daughter's a scientist, came home and told me I don't believe.
Yeah.
I thought, what the hell? What? What do you mean? And then now I'm here, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's best they didn't, because that's not really how it works either. It's all within you.
Yeah.
You are the only one who knows your own path.
Have you had a lot of kind of changes in how you represent yourself or what you do, kind of your daily actions?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like, I don't really have a lot of people that I know about what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I never say anything because it's like, I don't even know where I would start.
Yeah. My conversation.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I tend to be like, okay, this is going to sound really crazy, but like that tends to be like my opening sentence nowadays. Like, this sounds crazy.
I had that conversation about a year ago, or maybe a little more, with my daughter when this all first started. Mm-hmm. And I said, you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, And she was like, Mom, you're not crazy. They know me. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not. I know I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm a very level-headed, intelligent person. But it's just such a weird experience, and the things that have happened during it are, you remember them. One time I was so upset, and I looked down at my phone, and I'm not kidding. It was written. There was words written about some poem or something, and it was read, around around a paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked down, and it exactly said what I wanted to know. It was so odd. Things happen.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of the number synchronicities and kind of I would call them signs? Yeah.
Oh, my birthday shows up a lot.
So is mine.
My birthday, I was 327.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I look at the clock at 327 so often, and I'm a lot of ones.
Yeah.
One everything.
Time. Yeah, I'm July 16th, and I see 716 multiple times a day. And it's not even always on the clock. I see it all the time. I see the 11 a lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 12.
Yes.
And
fours, a lot of fours too.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm working on my stability. But I actually go then and look up, what does this angel number mean sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I try to find ways like that of it. And it sounds funny, but I actually have certain card readers that I go to. Or I feel that they send me to certain things.
Nice.
I do. I'm not a big doom scroller,
mm-hmm.
but I'll look at something, and when I open up my stuff, I find that things find me that I'm meant to see.
It is.
I do. Okay, again, don't think I'm crazy.
No. Yeah.
Because it does sound crazy, but you know, right?
Okay, so here's something I've noticed for me, because I'll do that too. I'll get stuck just scrolling through TikTok or through different social media sites and just endlessly just kind of boring scrolling, but I'll start noticing a pattern in the content that I'm watching, and all of a sudden I realize and almost it's like I'm sensing the difference between a 3D matrix kind of reality and then a 5D spiritual reality. And sometimes I just refresh my screen, I hit the home button again, and all of a sudden I'm seeing different content. I'm like, well, I just shifted my frequency. I can almost on purpose realize when I'm seeing something from a lower vibration or when I'm sensing things from a higher vibe. And And it's at least
I think that's true.
yeah, I'm starting to become more aware of it, I guess, and consciously trying to
I
hold
don't
that
really
higher.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then how, I don't know when I am. Like, I mean, that can't be that you can't be all the different emotions that you are. We have to be able to have all of those, right?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be happy 24/7, but we should always be at peace, right?
Yeah.
Peaceful with where we're at and know that we're where we're meant to be. And that's very difficult for me too. I'm an Aries, and so I am like, what should I be doing now? I should probably be doing something. You know what I mean? Like, what should I be doing? But I feel like I'm supposed to be waiting for using my discernment and waiting for the right thing. That's what I think I should be doing, but maybe I shouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's like, I think I'm going crazy.
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Some days I feel like
you have to laugh about it. You have to laugh about it. That's
is
exactly what goes through your mind.
Yeah, like some days I feel like my whole role on this lifetime was to come to learn what emotions were and how to feel emotions and how to process emotions, because I'm like, I'm just getting hit with
alchemy, right?
all of them at once.
That's alchemy.
Yeah. So
yeah, and I do that too. And the thing is, maybe that's part of why you're here. Maybe that's part. Like, what role am I here to play? Maybe I'm a healer. Yeah. I know I definitely can alchemize things because I know I've done it. Right? We wouldn't be here if we couldn't. Right?
Yep.
When you take that pain and you turn it into a power, right? Yeah. And I don't mean like power, but like a power within yourself, right?
Yep.
So that's alchemy, right? So, it'd be nice to have somebody who had all the answers, wouldn't it? But do you know somebody?
That's what I said. Like,
you're going to find them.
We didn't show up with an owner's manual. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be our owner's manual.
Yeah.
And so I think the real key is you've got to go within, and you need to trust yourself and that little voice. I mean, I think what you're doing is great, because I've really been thinking, part of what I think I should be doing too is bringing people together. Yeah. Inspiring people. Making it not so scary, because you know what? Sometimes you have to laugh, and it's funny, right? We can laugh about the things we go through, because it's not funny when you're in it, obviously. Yeah. But it is, like, it's funny. It's like, sometimes I have to laugh at myself, like, this is comical, like, well, why am I fucking crying? I have no idea why I'm crying.
It is.
It's like, and I'm not that type of person. Like, it's so weird, but it's funny in a way. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's been lately.
And you have to laugh. It's important to have a light side to it all. Because it's not supposed to be doom and gloom, I don't think.
No, there's no way that we would make it more than a couple months if that's what it was. Like,
yeah, it's not doom and gloom. It's just hard times that you have to go through to find out who you really are and why we're here.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of, and I've shared this a couple times, but yeah, it was back, 1st of April, when I took my trip to Maui, right? And I went alone to Maui, and my idea was to go sit there and figure out who I was and what I wanted in my life, and I learned, I kind of came away from it by not trying to identify who I was or what was going on, but just more so who I was not and what was no longer going to move forward with me. And it's been the last...
You're right. Who you're not. That's very good thinking, Cody. Because you're right. It's who you're not anymore.
Yep. And for me, that's been a way to... Yeah, that's been a way of kind of getting rid of those limiting beliefs and those limiting kind of mindsets of trying to put myself into this category of who I was supposed to be, or career-wise, or who I am as a person. And I just figure if I decide and I understand who I'm not and who I don't want in my life, or what I don't want to continue with, then everything else is possible, and there's no more limits. And that's been fun.
Absolutely.
I've kind of...
You're right, and that's...
I
think that's where you all have to start, is sort of making a list of what makes me happy.
Yeah. What
brings me joy? What do I love? And that's where I kind of wanted to start my journey. Like, what do I love? I didn't even know anymore.
Yeah. What have you found so far? What are the things that really kind of drive you?
Well, I love people. And I love dealing with people. Like, what I did all my working years probably served me, because I was like a lender, mortgages, investments, right?
Okay.
So I helped people all the time. I gave advice all the time. That was my job, right?
Yeah.
And whether it's giving people financial advice, but it's not just that. You talk to them about everything. You know them from the baby since they're born, right? Like, So it's being, part of that whole situation. So I like that. What I didn't like is selling and, forcing things that, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I want to just tell people what they need, what they want, what they're looking for. So, I do like that part of things. I like people. I like giving advice. I've been told I give good advice. I think I've become wise. You don't get to this stage without getting some wisdom.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot of people who could use some of that wisdom. Mm-hmm. And maybe people get together. I think there's going to be more and more people awakening, and they're going to need help. Yeah. And maybe I'm supposed to help them. See, I don't know how.
That's kind of been that's been an understanding that's slowly kind of coming more clear for me, was that there's another big wave of awakenings coming. There's a lot of people that are just going to be all of a sudden completely in shock of what happened. And I feel like maybe that's part of what our role is lately, is to maybe go through something before everybody else and be a part of just helping and advice and that support system as a larger group.
Maybe there's a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a better way to do it. Maybe there's something else we're missing here,
Well, and I've always believed that if there's one way to do something, there has to be a better way. So, I think you're right.
If you can do it with tears, maybe we could do it with laughter instead. Instead of the tears.
It is.
I don't know.
And I've used this reference before, right? The movie Monsters, Inc., right? The whole concept is right. They create energy through fear, scaring the kids, and they bottle the fear, and that's their energy. And then at the end of the movie, right, they realize that laughter is way more powerful than fear. So
it is.
I've always thought, right, the movies show us our reality.
And we all have fear.
Yeah.
And we need the fear, too. Like, we're not supposed to not have any fear, but, I try to tell myself I don't need fear when, this is going to be for my highest good, right? I'm not going to, you have to trust myself, right? I trust myself.
Yeah.
So it's a weird journey. It really is, because we were never brought up to know these things.
Yep.
And I remember when I first, realized that, oh, my God, like, it was, like, life-altering, right? You're just, like, what do you do with that? Mm-hmm. And I didn't go running around telling everybody, because I didn't know what to think. Like, I was crazy.
Yeah. Well, and that's been a big part of the last couple of years of my life, is just like, I really want to talk to somebody. I need somebody to help me understand what I'm thinking or feeling. And then they're just like, I don't know even how to put it to words.
I give you so much credit for that.
Yeah.
I give you so much credit for that. Because, like, it's very difficult to show that vulnerability, Mm-hmm. It really, really is. I like to cry in my privacy personally, right? I mean, it's much easier. Yeah. So I give you so much credit for that, and I'm grateful that you've done that. And let people come and say their piece,
And that's kind of, it's a weird thing, because, and here's the crazy part, right? Everything started on TikTok with me making that day one post. And it's funny because I can start seeing, and again, you start looking at things from a bigger perspective, you start seeing the matrix, right? The way things have kind of programming stuff. And I'm even realizing online on social media that the posts that get pushed out to the larger group and the ones that have more views are the ones where there's a problem, there's drama, there's me crying, there's something wrong. And those are the ones that keep getting pushed and have larger views. It's like the world wants to see somebody struggling or somebody going through something that's not perfect, where maybe they can give advice and they can be a part of a solution, but it's not, it's like nobody wants to see that somebody's life is better than theirs, but nobody wants to see somebody in the complete dumps, but everybody wants to be there to support. And I'm like, so it's been a hard transition in that of like, okay, well, it's 2 months since all that happened and my life's changed a little bit and things are kind of moving forward, and it's not always doom and gloom, but it's also like not always perfect. So it's a weird thing.
It's not perfect, and there's many days that it's hard. Mm-hmm. But, life is, right? And they say we came here because we knew life was hard. Yeah. And we came to because we were strong enough to overcome that, and gave ourselves I believe we gave ourselves the tools we need. Yeah. Do you ever look at birth charts?
A little bit. And that's recently I've kind of got into the numerology and life numbers and it's kind of I've always been interested in astrology. Like even back when I had to go to the library and get the book, there was no online, and I'm not saying everybody who's like one sign is the same, but there's all different parts of who, right? It's not just your sun sign. Yeah. Right. So, and if you actually get a life one, it actually will show you your north node,
and your south node. And what they say is the north node is where you're supposed to go, and those are the things you're here to overcome in life. And it actually is it's not all perfect, but it's pretty enlightening if you know your time of birth, and where you're born. It's pretty neat.
Oh, wow.
And I think it gave me some insight. Nothing is going to be, this is exactly my plan. You know what I mean? But it does tell you where your strengths are, where your weaknesses lay, And it's more accurate than I thought it would be.
Wow.
Yeah. So just a thought, if anybody's interested in looking at, there's lots of free sites you can get a birth chart.
Yeah.
And
I think that it comes down to trusting and trusting that that's something that you can believe in, and kind of realize that there was things put in place to give you that information, that knowledge. Because
I do think you have that, and there's certain specific type of person you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's reasons you have certain things in your chart.
Yep.
Like, I think an Aries is a resilient person, somebody who keeps going.
Yeah.
Like we're always like pretty optimistic, and we just like, okay, I got one piece left, I'll pick it up and keep going, right? So there's something to be said about having that in your, right? So, and other people have other strengths, right?
Yeah.
And they're all needed. They're all needed.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of where the community needs to come into play, because I think everybody has something different that they're bringing to this, and yeah, you're right. I think we need to figure out a way to organize and kind of keep people informed together, and
I think the more that we get together and can talk about things like this and exchange ideas about different ways that things could maybe be better. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to sit and figure it out if we can, right? Or help one another to figure things out. Well, I think that's what we're here to do.
I've always thought life is either an experience or a lesson, right? We're either learning some sort of karmic lesson, or we're getting an experience from the lesson we learned. And
you're right.
And it is, but...
And I mean, why did you show up in my feed? I've never seen you in my life.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there you are crying, and I thought, what the hell?
Who's this crybaby, huh?
But then I looked at it, and next thing you know, I was like, I need to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, I didn't even know it was going to happen, and you called me to reschedule, or I would have forgotten completely, because I've had my own stuff going on. I don't know why, but some reason I meant to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's happened to me in life, is like all of a sudden the alignment of things happen, and I would reference it as like divine timing, right? Everything is happening when it's supposed to happen, on time, on purpose, not a second before. And for me, it's definitely,
you can't rush it.
Yeah, I'm learning the lesson right now of patience, because I've never been a very patient person, and that's right. I saw a video the other day that says, right, you ask for patience, and I'm going to show you everything but that, so you understand what patience is. And I am. I'm getting all these anxiety mornings where I wake up just feeling like my heart's racing and time is freaking me out, and all of a sudden I don't know if I have time to even just...
I'm missing it, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to do something and I'm missing it. I'm not there. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like I've learned just ground, calm down, and because from that place you're going to see it.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it when you're way up here freaking out. You're not going to see it. Mm-hmm. That's what I've come to learn. Or I'm hoping I'm learning that. I'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah. And
but that's what I'm trying to say. Listen, I'm going with my soul is going to be leading me. Soul led. The head is just there to help you figure it out.
Yep.
Go with the soul always. Like something excites you. Like for some reason I saw your post and that made me excited.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This guy's talking to other people.
Well, and that's been my new thing, and I've shared it with a few people. My new rule in life, this is my new rule in life, is if it sounds exciting and it's something that seems good for me, then I'm going to say yes to it. And
yes, exactly.
And I have had the last couple weeks, 2-3 weeks of my life, and maybe a month now, of just saying yes to things when they pop up has changed everything. Like I've had experiences I've never had in my life. I've had the ability to go reconnect with people from 30 years ago that have now kind of re-entered into my life. I've been able to go explore nature and be outdoors more, and it's weird because I finally started saying yes to things that feel good, and it is.
Yeah, you're finding yourself, and you think back, what did I enjoy before I was just like surviving?
Yep.
What did I enjoy? Because you forget. But it's like, you must be, so are you doing well with this? I just want to ask quickly about how this is all going for you. Like, have you been having quite a few people doing calls, and have they been going well?
Yeah.
I haven't heard any of them. Can I go and look at them? How do I hear them?
Yeah, so right now I've got, I'll kind of answer it in 2 parts. So I made the initial announcement of the podcast on May 11th, which was my daughter's 26th birthday. So that's my oldest daughter.
Oh, nice.
It was her birthday, the day I decided to kind of launch the podcast, or at least announce the idea of the podcast. And then
nice.
This will be episode number 46.
Just have one child?
I have 3 daughters. Okay. Yeah, 3 girls. I always tell people I have 3 daughters and a shotgun. So...
So the oldest one is 26?
Yeah, so 26. She's been married almost 5 years, and we have 2 grandkids through their marriage. So I have a 3-year-old, or almost a 3-year-old grandson. He's 2.5, turns 3 in December, and then a 4-month-old little granddaughter. And so they're doing amazing. Life's good for them. And then my middle daughter's 19, and then the youngest is 17. So.
Wow.
So
you got a handful then.
Yeah. And they're
okay. It's way worse when you're awakening during all of this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
At least mine were grown already.
So that's been the adjustment too. Is like my whole life of what I wanted, what I thought I was doing in life prior to everything was one direction, and raising kids and building a career and trying to do everything that the world says you're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden, everything in a moment changed, and the idea of working.
And what happened to you then? How did you start? Like what changed for you?
Mine came on from a large mushroom dose.
Oh, good. Okay.
So psilocybin, and what it started was a friend of mine that I used to work with had kind of introduced us to mushrooms more as just a hangout, sitting in the hot tub one night, and we were just laughing and giggling, a couple couples just sitting in a hot tub, and then I'm like, well, and I'd grown my whole life. I've really never did anything with drugs or alcohol. I've tried to be kind of a good person and just take care of my body and get introduced to mushrooms. And then all of a sudden I started doing research, because that's my brain. I'm super OCD and I have to know everything about anything. And so
so what are you? Are you a Leo? No,
I'm
July.
Cancer. Yeah. Cancer.
Oh, you're a Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, you're very caring.
So caring and emotional, and carry everything right on my sleeve, and I don't know how to hide my emotions at all, and so.
For sure, you're a family person, for sure. Okay.
But so after like 6 months of just research and reading and learning about everything, and then I run across Paul Stamets, who's kind of a self-proclaimed psychonaut, and understanding what has happened in his life through psilocybin, and kind of using it as more of a therapy. I decided to take that. I decided to take a big hero dose, as it's called, and 5 grams down in my bedroom in the basement, and have a spare bedroom downstairs. So it was kind of in complete darkness with a blindfold, no sound, no noise, alone. And I left my body. I went and again, I'll reference God, but I went and met my higher self, or God. I spent a few hours out of body in a different reality, and
holy shit!
Understood what creation was. I was shown, and again, I kind of use the word shown, but whether we reference it as a hallucination or a vision or just a internal consciousness knowing, there was just a flash all at once. It's like I saw everything at once in my mind's eye. I saw the original point of creation when a creation became aware of itself and started creating. I watched the creation of universes and planets and the birth and the death of stars. I saw kind of everything evolving through time, and then kind of re-entered my body. I realized I was back in my bedroom. At that point, I had actually fallen off my bed and was laying on the floor. And I found myself knocking on the bottom of my box springs under the bed, telling myself to wake up. And to this day, I don't really know if I was speaking out loud physically or if it was in my mind. But for what felt like maybe 30 minutes, I kept telling myself, wake up, Cody, it's time to wake up. And I got up off the floor. I get up off the floor, I sat on the bed, I kind of backed myself up against the headboard, and at that moment, I could see frequencies coming towards me, and I felt like my body was attuning to different frequencies at that moment. So now, and that happened a little over 2 years ago, but I've been kind of heard about and talked to people where they've kind of referenced it, and I feel like in a moment, my original soul or fraction of my soul had kind of chosen to give up this path, and there was a higher version of me that kind of re-entered my body, is what I feel like. Even my wife's
Yeah, and
mentioned,
some people.
yeah.
Did you feel different after?
Yes, like everything in my life changed.
Yeah.
I spent 30 years with not letting my hair grow out. I would always just buzz off my hair with just a number one guard on the clipper. Just cut my hair really short.
Yeah.
And I now have let my hair grow. I have a hairstyle. I've changed even the clothing. I've changed the type of work I want to do. I changed how I talk to people.
I've read about that. It's a different type of awakening.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really tough one. They say that it almost feels like a different person walked into your body.
Yep. And it's
I've
100%.
heard that type.
Exactly.
I never had that.
It's
Wow.
hard to describe, and it's yeah, like I feel like my whole life has been turned upside down, flipped inside out, recalibrated, and now I'm trying to figure out how to make this new version of me move forward. And it's, and people have referenced it as a Kundalini energy. It's
holy shit, that's confusing as heck.
So yeah, like I said,
Mine's traveled a little bit slower of a path, I think, because that would freak me right out, especially if you're, children there, and you're just like trying to figure out, who am I?
Yep, it is. Like my shower routine changed.
Does your wife know about all of this with you?
Yeah, and it's been a talking kind of work in progress. And it's been, we just recently started.
Because she's not going through it, right?
No, and there's moments.
Yeah, that's what's so hard.
There's moments where we'll have a conversation and I'm like, she's getting it. She understands what I'm saying. It's like I keep waiting for that like little twinkle in her eye that says like, oh, I'm awake now too. Like there's this hope that like one day there's like a light bulb goes off and all of a sudden
and maybe it will.
Like a transfer of data happens and she knows everything I'm saying.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you.
No,
you know that, right? Like,
absolutely.
I'm just like, it's just how hard it is, It
is.
Like, yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like I can't just go telling people. Like, I don't know if we're supposed to.
Yeah.
You don't just walk around telling people if they're not ready. You're not. That's
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't think we're meant to do that. You're meant to help people who are ready.
Yeah. And I've had in some meditations, I've had this message that keeps coming to me kind of recurringly that makes me feel or kind of tells me intuitively that my voice is an activator. And maybe that's the purpose that so many people responded to my TikTok post, or now that we're doing the podcast, and I've started to understand frequency a little bit more, and that's something that's been very different as I've. It's weird. Like my first day one post was literally just me quitting my job, making a video saying that I'm leaving my job. I want to start a business. I want to do things to help people, and I want to be a part of people's lives and their memories. And that post to this day, it's coming close to 1 million views right now. And the response from that has been so opposite of what I thought would have happened. And it is. It's been a lot of people telling me, like, me too, like there's something different. I need to understand what's going on. And so there's
have a lot of good response from it, eh?
Yeah, and that's the thing that's crazy is, seeing stuff online and how a lot of people comment and some of these posts have got 15 to 20,000 comments and I don't think I've run across a single negative. There's a few times that people make some posts that's like, oh, poor guy. But it's a very different.
I think that's the thing. I think that the people who are meant to see it will see it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I do believe that. Like, we're not the only force here, right?
Yeah.
I know I have my higher self working for me and working with me, and we all have an angel. We have a spirit guide. I believe that. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to help you get to where you need to go. And so, I totally believe that the things you're meant to see come to you. And this is really going to sound weird, but the other morning I woke up and I cannot remember my dreams. I don't know why, but I rarely remember them. And I woke up and something said in my left ear, dichotomy. Hmm. And then a few minutes later I heard it again, dichotomy. What the fuck is that? Right?
Yeah.
I have to look it up because I'm like, I've heard of that word. Huh. And I've been thinking ever since, what the heck does that mean? Wow. Like, why can't we just be clear here about what you want me to do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is that supposed to mean something? Like, I don't know. That's what's so confusing about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's just come and say, you know what, go and do this. I'm more than willing to do it, right?
Well, and that's what I think for me,
is.
right? And I'll reference like back in the Bible, right? When Jesus talks about things in parables, it's always in a story type form to where it affects you or it means something different to you no matter where you're at in your life. And that's the hard part is like, it's like everything is led to interpretation depending on where we are. And it could mean something different today as it does next year.
We have free will.
Yeah.
We have free will. They can't tell you this is what you need to do or you have to do this. We have free will, right? And maybe that's why they have to say it in that way, but it's so confusing.
Yeah.
What the heck is dichotomy? What is that supposed to mean? You know? Just things like that happen, right?
Yeah.
Where you just go, was I missing something here? I don't know. It's such a weird, it's a really weird experience. But I'm not sorry I'm doing it. I'm not sorry that it happened. Not in the least.
Yeah.
You know, because I do truly feel more myself than I have before.
Wow.
I don't know how that makes sense, but I do. And I'm still finding out, you know, where does my path go? What, and I know I'm going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find it. We didn't go through this for nothing.
No. Have you done some research into that word and kind of maybe what you're looking for? Or?
Yes, and it's like the opposite. Like either you're single or you're married, or like I looked at it and I cannot figure.
Yeah.
Like the dichotomy. It's like your difference in. It's like it's a difference, but it can also be something that goes together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it again, but
I did.
It was so odd.
I just Googled it, and it says a division or contrast between two things that are completely opposed, entirely different, or mutually exclusive. Thought versus action, philosophy, logic. Like, I'm like, okay, so yeah, there's.
What does that mean?
I think, like you said, it's.
Why?
We're starting to see
that has
this.
To do with something.
Yeah, I think it's, and then the second sentence says says highlights a sharp split between two ideas or categories. And I'm thinking, okay, right, if we're seeing a frequency shift between a 3D and a 5D reality, or a new Earth, old Earth, like maybe that's right. You're going to be one of those leaders that show everybody the differences and understand that
the dichotomy,
the separation.
And what really is the way it goes, right? Like I don't know. I know there's some reason. I heard that.
Yeah.
Like, now, here we go. Or maybe not, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because then I'll get on that where I'm looking it up now. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. There's some reason, I know, but I'll figure it out, you know? But I think that what you're doing is really good. That's all, Cody, because it's a tough thing to get out there and be vulnerable. And it's really hard to try to, like, I hope you're having a good result if people do want to talk about this, right?
Yeah, and it is, and that's and like, and I guess for me it's because I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what this podcast was going to create. I didn't understand maybe the direction of it, other than I just had this prompting that like people need a space to talk. People need somewhere to share their story, right. And again, I'm just following kind of the promptings of what I feel like is maybe a guided information and just. Trusting, and I'm just trusting stuff right now because, good
for you, because I think that you're going to draw some people there, and maybe all of us can sort of find one another here, and find out where maybe find what this, because I mean we need each other, right? Mm-hmm. I know it's a solo journey in so many ways. I mean your own emotions and your own triggers and traumas are all your own, but we're not here to be alone.
Yeah.
Right? We're here to meet with others and to share our gifts with others. Mm-hmm. Right? So we need to connect somehow.
Yeah.
And I think we'd only be stronger.
Yeah. Well, it is, right? Everything's powerful in numbers. And
it is powerful in numbers. And everyone has their own strength. So, together, that's a lot of strength in a lot of different areas. So, and maybe then people figure out what we're meant to do.
Yep.
But again, it's divine timing. Even though I'm ready to find out, maybe it's not time for me to know. And sometimes I have to say that to myself.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think of that too, right?
You have to give up that control.
If everything comes to us when we need to know it or when we need to think about something, then the idea that we're talking about it and thinking about it and trying to plan for a community or plan for something, I think it's just our soul telling us it's time to start thinking of the changes. It's time.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
so.
And then
So we'll have to I mean, this is one way, right, where people can get on and speak.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why are we sitting in secret all the time? I feel like it's a secret.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's not something that's mainstream, right?
See, and that's crazy you
It's
say that,
not
because
really
for a while I had this weird feeling that it wasn't time to talk yet. There's kind of this weird, like,
Yeah, I get like that sometimes too.
yeah, it's like I had 2
I think I'm
years.
supposed to talk now.
Yep, and that's what changed. It's like all of a sudden a few months ago I had this like, okay, now, and I don't know why or where or why people would listen, but it was like now there's a safe space. Now it's okay to tell people what's going on. And for a long time I did. I just felt like I was going through stuff alone, and I've even told my wife I felt like I was experiencing things before other people, so I could be maybe a support system or somebody giving them some, not really guidance even, but just hey, this is what you might look like. This is what you might be going through. So
yes, yes, and it's more maybe even just a reassurance that it's okay.
Yeah,
it's normal and it's okay. It's not so scary, because at the end of the day, nothing stays the same. So you're in a dark spot, but you won't always be. Right? It's always fluid and changing. Yeah. So, maybe they just need to know that, right? But I don't know. Cody. It's just it's really nice to have a space to talk about it. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that happened along it, but my goodness, to try to go into everything, but just being able to kind of connect with somebody who's gone through, maybe not my experience, but the same type of thing. It's the same thing. We're awake and we know that we're here to do something. What's been some of the big things in your life that you've that has been an impactful thing for you through your time? Like any big experiences? Like through the awakening, you mean? Yeah. Just kind of things that have become aware in your life. Or quitting my job was huge. Just to get up and just say, that's it, I'm done. Was one thing, but I think that there was a few times that I've gone through some really, really there was some, crying, upset times when you think, oh my God, what is going on with me? And there was a time that honestly, something, it was a rings of light, and it came down to me in the bathroom when I was very upset, and it was there. I mean, I saw it. Maybe not in the 3D. I don't know, but it was there, and it was just a comfort. It just felt like a love, Wow. And it was really that sounds weird and crazy, but it happened, Yeah. And so there's so much more here than we think. We're not of course, there's many universes. I believe our soul doesn't sleep at night. It goes and it learns other things, and I guess tells you things. I don't really know. Yeah. Wouldn't it be interesting to know all of that, eh? Well, and you had mentioned that you don't recall your dreams a lot, and I don't. I'm the same way. I've spent so long knowing that I dream or coming back, waking up and realizing that something has happened or through the night, but then there's this wait, what is it? Why can't I remember? And I can't. I think I'm not supposed to. Yep, and you're not meant to know, because maybe there's things being revealed to you that you're not allowed to know now. That's what I keep feeling, and that's that veil of forgetfulness, right? I feel like we're still in this space where our soul is doing work that our body is not aware of yet, and I think we're getting closer and closer to the integration where. And that's what I believe, at least for me, is happening, is like this integration of my higher self into my physical vessel, and as that moment gets closer, I'm integrating all the parts of me. Yeah. Because a lot of times we don't accept all the parts of ourselves, right? And we need to. Yeah. Because we're all those things. We're good, we're bad, and that's dichotomy. Yeah. All those different parts of you. You're angry. You're loving. You're all of the different parts of us. They're all one thing. And we all have all those parts, and that makes us a whole, right? Yeah. Yep. And we're all the same in that regard. We're all the same. We're all a divine spark in a human existence. Keep telling myself that. Because sometimes you have to when you're in this life. You forget,
Yep.
right? What we're truly here. I don't know what we're here for exactly, but I think we're going to find out. I honestly feel, I know there's something coming.
Oh yeah, there and it references a shift, right? Or a great solar flash, the Great Awakening. I just feel like something
Yes.
big and yeah, there's a long
And now
time.
we're going into Age of Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
Again, they're like, I don't know, something's coming.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know about this two world splitting thing. I don't know. That sounds possible. Everything is possible.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, right? Everything is possible. The only limits are the limits we set on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to not think that way.
I saw a video yesterday that kind of helped visualize it and explain it. But imagine a gal had in her hands, right, palms together, just open hands, and instead of the worlds totally just opening and separating, it's like shifting it, right? If you slide your left hand right across your right hand, and now your two pinkies are touching. And that was the idea,
right.
as the worlds are separating and the frequencies are shifting, we're slowly separating in the awareness of what we're going through, but the fact that we're still still touching, right? 3D, 5D is still touching. And so we're still seeing a physical reality as well as understanding things from a higher dimension and higher space. And so, yeah. And I know for me, I'm such an immediate person, and social media has ruined that for a lot of people. We want this immediate gratification, and you get bored in half a second. You swipe away from one post to get to the next. And I think we're all going through that, where we're learning how to deal with patience and realizing that
I've stopped that too. Like, I get up now and I listen to these songs that I sometimes like. I try not to, I'll listen to my favorite card reader guy, but I don't I don't scroll. I started that page I have there for the narcissistic abuse, but like, it was just like, I felt like I had to start somewhere and say something, but I don't think that talking about narcissistic abuse doesn't light me up.
Yeah.
It doesn't light me up. I know about it. I'm sure I can help people through it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do that. Right? But it's not it doesn't make me excited.
Yeah. And that's what's been a weird shift for me these last couple of weeks was, right, wanting to explain things or talk to things from a positive point of view, but realizing that a lot of people are still in the negative side of things, in the depression or kind of a point of view where everything is going downhill or just spiraling out of control.
Yes.
And so it's this weird thought of I want my life to get better. I want to talk about better things, but there's the people are still wanting to talk about what's negative. And I feel like that flip-flop of how do you connect with somebody?
I don't want to talk about negative.
Yeah. So
I don't want to talk about negative either. I don't want to talk about all the narcissistic abuse and that really either.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how to heal from it.
Mm-hmm. Have you
That's more. I want to talk about how to heal from it, not about the abuse anymore. Yeah. That just gives it more power.
Have you gotten to a spot kind of with your healing and accepting of everything where you feel like you've kind of accomplished and got through a lot of the healing, or do you feel you're still...
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do. I have. I've given myself a year and a half already now of just me time and figuring everything out. And, no, I do. I really do. I mean, I'm never going to be fully healed. Nobody is, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I certainly feel very healed, and I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know who I am, and I know who I'm not.
It's a powerful feeling, isn't it?
That's a big thing. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That was one of the biggest shifts for me is I was in the past. I flipped my switch so fast. I'd go from just being even killed to then angry, and I'm like, why am I? And lately, it's like I have this ability to slow down my thoughts. I can comprehend things at a different pace, and then I don't respond like I used to.
Perspectives.
Yeah, it's
right.
And I've shared that before.
You have perspective.
I feel like for me, I've had this kind of awakening of divine feminine energy, and living in a masculine energy for so long, and then understanding things from a feminine perspective, and just seeing things from and it's almost like I can see it from 2 points of view at the same time, and realizing.
Me too. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And that makes you a really good mediator.
And
I am a great mediator because I always see the other side of everything. And it's kind of exhausting in a way because sometimes people cannot see that side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
You're trying to say... but there's always two.
Yep.
I'm exactly like that. And I've learned to just be calm.
Yeah.
You know, and just look at it from all sides. And you know what else I learned? I don't have to fix it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm not here to fix everything.
That's been one of the most peaceful things that I finally started to pay attention to is I can acknowledge a problem, but it's not my problem sometimes. And,
yes.
and so.
Oh, God, yes.
Because I've always been that.
I fix everything. I'm a fixer.
Yep. I start hearing somebody talk about it, and I want to give you a solution. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know what? And it brought some peace. And the most important thing that I want out of life, I want to help people. I want to be peaceful. I want to have joy. I want love. You know, those are the things that are most important in life. Because if you have those things, you know, everything else will follow.
Yes, very true.
You know, it's having a peaceful mind and a peaceful heart that's the most important.
Yes.
So, I think. But anyway, this has been like really, really great to talk to you. I hope I'm not. Oh my gosh, we've talked for an hour already.
It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's do this because I think I've got another call scheduled, and so I'm trying to keep on going to my time frame. But one of my favorite questions I like to ask is kind of we wrap this up, but through what you've gone through and kind of your experiences in your time frame, if you was to give a bullet point kind of answer, what would be your response to somebody going through this that maybe just new to this journey?
Well, I think when I first started this journey, I would get earworms, a song that I just could not get out of my head that I hadn't listened to. And I think that's how this whole thing first started for me. And the first song that kept going through my head was All You Need Is Love by the Beatles.
Okay.
And I think if I had to tell anybody, that is the number one thing you need in this life. That's what it's all about. It's love. Love for yourself, love for others. And when you're full of love, it just spills out of you. And you have to love yourself, and most of us don't. So love yourself first. That's my biggest thing. Love yourself like you would love your children, like you would love your bestest friend. You have to love yourself just as much, even more. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do.
Yeah.
That would be my number one, because that's where it all comes from. You have to love yourself, because you're all perfect, exactly as we are.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to remember we're here for.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're perfect just how you are, and love yourself. Don't criticize yourself. Nice. You wouldn't criticize a divine soul, would you?
No.
So don't criticize yourself.
That's
you
great
love
advice.
Yourself. That's my message.
I love it.
Was the first thing I learned, and it was the most important thing I believe to this day. Because at the end, I think it's all about love. We're here to learn and to love one another.
Well, that's
and
my
to walk
understanding.
Each other back home.
Outside of the physical body, we need the body to feel emotions, but outside of that, the only emotion that we get to experience in spirit or in our light body is just pure love. That's the only frequency that we exist in. So
that's right. That's what it's all about.
That's the return to our higher self.
Loving ourselves and loving our neighbors just the same, because we're all the same.
We're
all
one.
It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But that was what I would say, right? Like it really is love.
Yes.
And love yourself, because nobody else can love you the way you're the person in charge of you. You make your own creation. You make your own love for yourself. Because when you love yourself, then other people can love you too.
Yes. Well, your energy and your words and this time that I've spent with you has already affected my day, and I truly appreciate you. Good.
Mine too. I enjoyed speaking
me.
With you very much.
So,
and I'm glad that we had this time to have a call.
Yeah.
We're going to keep in touch.
Absolutely.
We're going to figure out something.
Well, and even if we have a couple continued ones, I think just us, the conversation has been so enlightening for me, and I would believe that a lot of people are going to gain some information from us. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, okay, we can have a continuation, but we will keep in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Cody. Thanks for what you're doing.
Yeah, I hope you have an amazing week.
Sending you lots of love and peace and caring.
Oh, same back to you.
Have a great day.
Appreciate you.
Okay, thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow, that was an amazing conversation, and thank you for sharing space with us. And these are probably one of my favorite types of calls where we just get to converse back and forth and share ideas, and that's exactly what happened today with Cheryl. So thank you for being here. And again, if you find yourself in a space where you'd like to share your information, your story, I do have the links to the Google Calendar on TikTok on the bio page. There's a link to my Google Calendar where you can select a time slot to hold a call, and we can share some space together. And I'd love to hear your experiences and your life journeys and what you've gone through. And then we also have a support group on Facebook, The Awakened Stranger. That's on Facebook, where you can kind of share some information, have discussions, and just a little bit more personal community type space there. Hope you all have an amazing time. Thank you for being here. And if you've enjoyed this, I'd love a follow on Spotify, or it's on YouTube as well, and subscribe to those. And that just helps me kind of grow the channel and kind of connect the reach and be out there for other people. So, and again, thank you. That's all I can say. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.